Below
Yeah,
zero, but
babies.
it's big time.
My mother gave us a wooden rocking chair for a wedding present. I thought that was a pretty
I'm gonna give him a crib.
Yeah, our garage,
unsubtle hint.
our garage is
May
not,
20th is his
it
birthday.
is heated when I wanna be out there, but it's not heated all the time. Ended up in the neighbors.
I'm working on it.
About a year and a half.
Oh,
But it was actually 2 days later
He's
when
been
she
married
got,
just about a
called
maybe
back
in
from the guy.
October, so. Yeah.
I think she called in the next day too, but, oh well.
No, settled one pretty good.
Good.
Finally get to see my house.
Don't need to be advertising Pepsi all night.
Settled it.
We can advertise caffeine-free Pepsi.
I like it over there. It's nice.
Actually, you turn it like that and it looks like a beer can, right?
All right then.
I'm not sure people would object.
No. They probably would ask, why aren't you drinking more? And how do they know that I'm not?
Right.
Say,
One
Mike,
way to
that's your
get them to the
excuse.
meeting, put a cooler blood out by the door.
It keeps everybody mellow, or, well, depends on if they're a mellow drunk or an angry
Right,
drunk, right?
exactly, yeah.
Somewhere back in
instead of
77
boxing
or
gloves in the hallway.
78, the Chicago Cubs decided that to get more people to come to the ball games, they would offer 10-cent beers. They only did it once.
Let's see why. They didn't care who won or
Oh,
lost.
they had to cancel the game because all the drunks went out on the field and tried to beat up the opposing team.
That's,
I'm not sure that Cubbies games have changed much.
I don't think so, that's true. Oh,
that's probably better than happy hour.
yeah.
Yeah. Happy, but a lot more than an hour.
When I lived, when I first moved to Portland and I was in my very early 20s, there was a bar in the old port that had 50-cent tequila shots.
Oh, wow.
And they had like a line out the door.
That was that the, what was the name of that bar? It's right where they park.
Squire Morgan's.
Huh?
Squire Morgan's, which is gone.
Yeah,
now, but
no.
it's-
Yes, that one is gone. There was another one.
But that's what it was. They did the 50
Shuffle
cent.
in, stagger out, is that what it was?
Yeah. There was another one right where they park all the buses for that go to Boxwood all the time.
Oh, yep.
Heck was that one? That was a big one too. Just go there a lot.
They all set?
So, yeah.
Anytime, John. Thank you. I'd like to call this meeting to order. We have 4 of the 5 selectmen here this evening, so we have a quorum. Could we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, selection of chair and vice chair.
I nominate Jeff Wakeman for chair.
Second.
All in favor? Oh.
Are there any other nominations?
Nominations are now closed.
All in favor? Opposed?
And Jeff abstained.
Yes. Vice chair, and I'll get back at her. I nominate Sarah Hall.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. All right,
I
amendments.
was just going to preempt you from making it.
Amendments to the agenda. I do have one. I'd like to add 7 under action and discussion items, 7F. Discussion on a committee to look at alternative methods to the town meeting budget vote. Are there any other amendments to the agenda? Okay. Public comment? Consent agenda.
I move we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion?
I did have one quick question about the main purse increase that's in here. That is, we discussed that during budget season.
No,
We did
this
not?
is new. This is, we had planned on a rate of about 4.2% or 4.1, and they have increased it on us, so this is going to adversely affect any budgets that have main PERS in it. And not much we can do about it, because it's unfortunate that they,
So they are bumping it from 4.1 to 7.5, am I right?
No.
Oh, okay.
4.1 to 5.6. bumping the
Oh,
employee
yep.
section from 7 to
Okay.
7.5.
Got it. I misread that because,
It's still one,
Yeah, it's
Right.
still 25% increase.
right. And have you had a chance to look at the numbers on that yet to see what the impact is?
nobody's
Uh-huh.
getting raises. No, just kidding.
All in favor of the, voting on the consent agenda? Opposed, motion carries. Action and discussion items. Act on animal control officer. And just, we did have a list of the calls that have been taken so far this year. That's approximately between 6 and 7 a month average. I guess first is, we need to look at, do we stay with the contract with Lisbon, or do we go and hire our own? And so,
I'd like to hire our own.
is that a motion?
Yep.
Is there a second?
I'll second it. I'm not, I will
Discussion.
second it, but
Yep.
yeah, if we could have some discussion
Yep.
about it. Because I'm on the fence, I don't, the first year it doesn't save us any. Potentially it saves us somewhere in the ballpark of $2,000 plus or minus moving forward. Assuming that we have some stability with the person that stays, which has historically been a little iffy. And then we're right, if that person leaves, then we're right back to having to pay for the training again and all of that. Versus contracting with Lisbon when their animal control officers may come and go, but they have a contract with us and they will continue to provide.
I don't want to hold
Service.
against the person not hiring someone just because we think they might leave.
No,
we
I
might
know,
get-
I'm just trying to.
Yeah, we
think
might get a
through
road
the-
commissioner that might work only 4 months for us and then leave. We'll be right back at it all over again. So I don't want to hold that against the animal control officer that not to go in that direction because we're afraid he might leave. You know what I mean? But I think for the town of Durham and for the residents, I think having someone of our own is going to be a plus. You know, compared to Lisbon. Lisbon ain't gonna get any better as far as the budget wise over there. I think it's just gonna keep on getting really worse every year for us.
I feel kind of the same way Sarah does. I was really impressed with both candidates, the second one mostly, but my fear is the same problem down the road, and there's some benefits to not having to worry about.
And the difference, I absolutely understand your point about any position that you hire, but I feel like there's a little bit more potential for loss, for lack of a better term, when we're talking about what really is a very small stipend position. You know, I mean, the dollar figures that have been talked about for the stipend for that position, I don't necessarily think have the same holding power that hiring a full-time employee and benefits and an annual salary and all of those things. So I don't find the two to be really comparable.
I know we argued for $1,500 for our window out here, and we're talking about saving $2,000 a year
Yeah.
now, and
Oh,
plus.
Absolutely.
I mean, for the set aside everything else. I mean, for the taxpayers in Durham, I think it's the right direction to go in.
And I've not met the gentleman that is currently, I don't think I've met the current animal control officer. But I agree with Mark that both the candidates that we've interviewed.
Yeah,
have
especially
been
the second one, I
fantastic.
was very
I'd be
impressed with.
I was.
Comfortable with either
was.
one.
For me, it's more of a long-term, the history in the long term, there is some benefits for us.
But didn't we have one that stayed for like 40 years?
Yeah, so we had one that was here for a very long time, and since he left, we hired one who lasted, I think, about 6 months or less, and we tried to hire another one and didn't get any qualified candidates on that one, and that's during that time we were contracting on a per call basis with Lisbon, which it was more expensive than the year contract, and we decided to go in with the year contract then, and that was probably about 3 years ago.
I think we got a very, very good candidate. That's very excited about the job, and I just don't want to hold it against him or hold it against the town just because we have a bad taste in our mouth about someone that left for 6 months and not going that direction. I mean, I was I felt last night when I left here, felt good knowing that we're gonna go in that direction with the person that we interviewed. I really did.
And I think we had a real strong candidate too, and I'm not holding it against either candidate. For me, it's not the person, it's the position or the department, so to speak, and the long-term longevity in it. And there are benefits both ways, but for me, the $2,000 savings is a savings and it could cost us as much or more and go through this other stuff, and we don't have to worry about the extra insurance. There's a few pluses there if we contract it out. It's more of their problem than it is ours. So for me, I think at this point, that's kind of where I'm leaning.
It's easy to go with Lisbon, that's for sure. It's definitely easy to say, let them handle it, and and it is. Don't get me
What do we
wrong.
do when the Lisbon officer goes on vacation, because presumably he has,
I believe we've contacted the Pownell Animal Control Officer in the past to cover, kind of like a mutual aid type thing. I don't remember when the last time we actually had to do that was, but I think that's kind of the way it worked.
and is that paid on a per call basis or,
I don't know. I don't even know if whether we actually paid anything or whether, similar to a mutual aid,
right?
you don't pay when someone comes in from another town to help fight fires. I don't remember actually paying anything, but I can't say for sure. I'm in the same boat as the other two as far as I just don't know which is the right way to go. The savings is a delayed savings. It won't happen until next year. It could end up very well. I have been happy for the last 3 years not having to worry about it, and so I'm on the fence. I think I'm actually leaning more at this point for going ahead and giving it a try, because I imagine we can always go back to Lisbon. They may charge us more. But they're also in the situation, they really would like us to be contracted because it helps their budget too.
Oh, yeah.
Are we ready to vote?
Anybody else have anything else? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Do we wish to make a motion on hiring now, or do we wish to have a brief executive session to discuss more?
I think brief.
Okay, so,
yeah.
all right.
Yep.
So
There's a couple things
we'll add an executive session on the end then.
That was just so that you understand, when you said we could, my understanding from prior conversations had been that this was sort of a bridge burning. If we chose not to,
Well,
then that would no longer be an option. But you have now suggested that
I would expect that
that's
they.
not probably the case.
No,
So
I would expect that
so
they
I feel
would
much better about
entertaining taking us
trying
back.
it on our own.
I mean, I can't say for sure,
Yeah.
but
They have a $300,000 budget they gotta cut. They got $100,000 they cut out, they got another $200,000 they gotta cut out of their budget over there. Yeah, they just don't know where it's gonna
I
come
mean,
from.
just the
Now
reaction.
they have 208.
No, just the reaction that was received when we had mentioned that we were looking at it seems as if they really wanted to keep us. And I'm hoping it might cost us more, because I mean we have burned a bridge, but I would expect that they would still take us back at a price. Okay, so can you notify Lisbon per our agreement that as of whatever the end date for this fiscal year for them? Yeah. Okay, next on the agenda is to set the code enforcement hours.
Midnight to midnight.
7 days a week.
Yeah, that's right.
What was the budget figured on? 24 hours?
Yeah, I think so. It was 3 8-hour days, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah. And then some extra hours for meetings and,
Are you looking to keep the same 3 days that you're working now?
yeah.
Is the board okay with that?
I'm fine
Yes.
with that. Maybe just get used to it.
So, what's the, what days is that?
Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, so you would basically be here the hours that the office was open.
Right.
Okay. So moved that the animal control officers will be set for Monday,
CEOs?
Tuesday, and Thursday?
Animal control.
Yeah.
CEOs?
Yeah.
CEO.
This,
Say it
A
again.
little Freudian.
the,
slip there, I
yes,
hope.
the CEO, or actually the CO, codes official, and I think we officially changed that a couple of years ago, but yes. The CO hours will be set for Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for the regular office hours.
Starting when?
Next week? If you
Starting
want,
Monday,
you want to start Monday?
that's fine. And you can start Thursday too, it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah, Monday's the new pay week, right? Or is Thursday the new pay week?
Thursday's the last day of.
Thursday's the last day of this
Okay,
week.
so Monday would be the beginning of a new pay week, yeah.
Okay. Monday it is.
Okay, was there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Motion carries. Act on committee, fire, and office appointments. We have a sheet in here that has a long list of appointments that we have to do every year.
Get out your pens.
And yes, after the meeting's done, we'll have an awful lot of signing to do. So, do you wish to have them all read? Or do you want to read them yourself and make a single motion?
So yeah, I suppose maybe myself make a single motion.
Okay. And there may be more coming at our next meeting, because I think the election clerks and stuff all have to be appointed too, right? And they are not on these lists, this list.
So is the motion to, is there a motion pending?
There's no motion pending. I will,
I move that we appoint the committee, fire, and office appointments as set forth in the list provided.
These are all the correct names?
as far as we know, yes. We
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries.
Certainly, I would state that these are available for people to come in and
Yes.
look at,
Yes.
rather than read them all aloud.
Act on annual property tax payment policy, and this is, I believe we started this last year, maybe the year before, but just clarifying that when someone comes in to pay their pay taxes, the money goes first to the oldest unpaid tax obligation and continues forward until the newest would be paid.
I move we accept the property tax payment policy as presented.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Results of town meeting? Did you have anything?
I didn't really have anything. I figured I didn't know what we would need to talk about, so that's why I put that in there.
Okay, well, F is actually related to results of town meeting. Is there anything else that we need to discuss at this point based on the results?
I don't believe so.
Okay, on to F, finding an alternate, or discussion on a committee to look at the any alternative methods that we could have to the current town meeting budget votes, and how we want to proceed with that.
I think there was definitely a lot of interest at town meeting of people that want to be on that committee, and so I think it does make sense to seek to post for volunteers or whatever the appropriate process is now while it is on people's minds and they are involved.
Yep.
I don't know what in terms of any kind of guidance that we might want to provide that committee as far as, I know we had looked at some of the legal ramifications and what
Yeah.
we would or would not potentially be able to do, and limitations of not having a charter and all of that. So I think that we should be prepared to provide that committee with as much of the legal framework as we can, so that they don't spend a tremendous amount of time spinning their wheels and coming up with a great plan only to find out that it's against the state statute. I think that would be just a waste of everybody's time.
Right. I think that's good. I think it would be a good idea for us to give them some sort of a mission statement, as far as what are they there to do. And, you know, are they gonna be looking at one single method? Do we want them looking at multiple methods? You know, how do we want them to go about the business?
Right, I would tend to leave the, I guess, mission statement a little bit open-ended, because I think that I anticipate that the people that began that petition process will get involved in the committee, and I think that the petition made the mission statement very clear. And so I don't want to get, where there has been a petition of taxpayers in the town, I don't want to get too involved in narrowing their focus before they've even started.
Right, that's one of the concerns I had. I want it to be more open-ended and
Right.
not just look at what the petition was trying to put forward, but see if there are other methods too, to get more involvement. And
I think the big picture is, how can we best
Yeah.
increase participation in
and
the process?
balancing involvement with information too.
Mhm.
All right, how many do we want on it?
That's right, what's the number?
9.
9's a lot of people for,
Between 7 and 9. I know it's a lot of people, but
yeah.
this is really, there is a lot of logistics to this. So it's gonna take a lot of research.
Yeah, and I mean, if we do 9, they could, or even 7, they could break into subcommittees too,
Yeah.
to explore different options, and then report back to the regular one if they wanted.
And I think having a larger committee, you get more viewpoints, and I think that there's a lot of different
Right.
perspectives on this question.
I don't want this to be a special interest type one that has feeling, that everybody has feelings one way or everybody has feelings another way. I want there to be a broad depth of people who want to get involved and have different opinions even.
And with that in mind, I think we should make a space available for them to meet, whether it's here or the Eureka Center,
Eureka Center, yeah.
so that because I think the meeting should be open to the public.
They have to be, yeah.
Right, so that people can, come and observe, even if they're not on the committee, and be involved.
So,
This potentially contemplates a complete change in how
Yep.
town.
So we're gonna advertise this on the website?
a website channel, we could put something in the Tri-Town, at least try to get it into the Durham News section, if we can.
And I would propose perhaps a direct either letter or phone call
Yes.
to the
Donna Church,
to Donna, who started the petition, just
Yes,
to make sure that she
I agree.
has absolutely every opportunity to be
Yeah.
involved.
How long do we want to leave it open-ended? Do we want to say we want the applications by a certain date?
30 days, 45 days.
I was thinking 2 meetings from now, which would be 28.
Okay, 30 days.
Yeah. So that we could actually make appointments 2 meetings from now. So.
What do you want to call the committee?
It would be,
I don't know, because when I was trying to write down I was trying to be concise on what I was writing down for this, and it's like, hey, there's no way.
That's why I'm asking you, Jeff.
I'm looking to somebody.
Alternative warrant review, because that's really what they're looking for, is an alternative way or alternative warrant voting.
alternative warrant vote. Maybe we should solicit some of them names from them and then make it official. It's probably.
You gotta put something in the ad.
Yeah.
Or we can just say that we're
Alternative
forming
Warrant
a committee to
Exploration
look
Committee.
at exploring alternative methods for voting on the town budget.
Alternative Warrant Exploration Committee,
Yeah, that'll work.
AWEC.
Got the other chair.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we form an Alternative Warrant Exploration Committee that will consist of between 7 and 9 members, and that we solicit members using our town website, town channel, and any other means that we could, with the intention of appointing the members at our meeting 2 meetings from now. I'm not sure of the date on that.
One April 21 and one May 5th.
May 5th, so that would be, so at our meeting on May 5th.
May 5th.
So,
I won't be at
Also,
that one.
do we want to set up some built-in sort of benchmark check-in points so this just doesn't become this
yes, I think,
Oh, yeah.
endless discussion?
I think that's a good idea. Maybe at our next meeting, we can work on a mission statement and some, maybe
Right, that,
some, yes, checkpoints along the way, milestones. And, and kind of set when we need a final report by. Okay, so the motion is to create the board and to solicit for applications with between 7 and 9 members.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries, and please do send the a personal invite to Donna on that. All right, any other action discussion items tonight? Okay, departments and committees, town administrator.
I made copies of this. This is not my favorite thing in the world. This is our bank balance as of today, with the withdrawals and the deposits in this month. So we're looking at about $500,000 in the account. So I'm looking at needing to go out and find a bank for a TAN to be available for us, because next month I think we're going to need it,
Okay.
especially since we have 2 bond payments going next month in May.
and we used
Androscoggin last year, I think.
I think we did use Androscoggin last year. Janet had suggested that I call Bank of Maine, one of their, I think it's Savings Bank of Maine. No,
Bath Savings?
Bath Savings, that's what it
Bank
is.
of Maine,
No.
just got.
So-
bought
No,
by
yeah.
Canada.
So would you, are you looking for permission to go ahead and research?
Yes, that would be nice.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
You-
Motion carries. If you'll bring back what you find to the board so that we can vote on,
Last year I think we looked at 3.
yeah, I think, and that's typically what we try to look at is three things so that we can kind of get a what's the best.
I think we had our best interest for the bond for the public works through Bath Savings, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I was thinking that's where it went, but.
Bath Savings, no, Bath Savings was the
Fire department.
fire department.
okay.
I think the Public Works one is through Androscoggin. And our last TAN, I think, was through Androscoggin as well.
Anything else from the administrator?
No, I think that's good.
Any questions? Okay.
Oh, there've been some issues with the sewer smell or something occasionally.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and I don't know when the last time that was pumped, and we oughta, maybe Paul could find, I don't know if there's a map in there, somebody tells exactly where that tank is. I know that what looks like a well out there is not a well. I lifted the cover today to find a
That's a pumping
yeah,
station.
pumping station, yeah,
I'm a
so.
little- yeah, it was one of the things that I had wanted to bring up, is that I think it's not just needing to be pumped, I think there may actually be a problem.
But we need to know where that tank is between here and that pumping station. Maybe,
I'm on it.
yeah. And look into maybe getting that on a little bit more of a regular checkup.
Okay. Yeah, so,
If it turns out to be a larger problem, as Paul suspects that it might be, obviously we just voted on the budget less than a week ago. And if we have to do some kind of major septic
I
thing
don't
at the
know, I've been
town.
holding my breath on that one, no pun intended.
I know know that there is money in the building fund, would that be something that we could then, presumably we'd have to call a special town meeting to say
If
that-
we were to have to do something like that, that's probably what we'd have to do.
Septic system. Hopefully it's just a pump out there that needs to be replaced or something. It's
Right.
not pumping in the leach field. I mean, that's normal what happens in lift stations, so hopefully that's what it is.
It doesn't look like a huge mound up there for some reason, but maybe it didn't need to be.
You can
all
tell that I
done.
really know
The
nothing
requirements
about it,
For a
so.
building like this are 15 gallons a day per person, it's not like a house where
Right.
it's 90
Right.
gallons a day. You know, so it's probably a pretty small system.
Yeah, it looks to be.
There's some stuff that's coming in that has, I have some concerns, but I'll look into it.
Okay.
It shouldn't be too hard to sort out.
All right, anything else for the administrator? Interim road commissioner?
I got some. Got a safety enhancement grant application. It's for a set of dump blocks and a welding blanket. And it's essential for have a safe work environment at the shop, so. It's for $2,000 and we've, Scott's done some research and found a blanket and a set of dump blocks that totals $1,306.25. I just need a signature on it, that's fine.
Do we have screens down there at all? Does he have screens that he puts up when he's doing welding?
That's something I mentioned to him. He said that Sean put in for one last year, but I don't know. We didn't purchase it, but I mentioned that to him that we should get some of that
Yeah.
welding screens. Yeah.
So,
So if that's, I mean, there's still money left there. If that's something we need, we can research that too. But
Now, is this a grant that we've already gotten and we're just
No.
spending, or this
No,
is the
it's an
application?
application.
Okay.
It's an
so
application.
basically, right now, we need an authorization for him to
right.
submit it and for one of us to sign it.
I move that we permit the Public Works to apply for the safety grant, and the Board of Selectmen will sign up on it.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Anything else?
Yep, proposing that, I've talked to Barry Baldwin, ex-selectman Barry Baldwin. I talked to him about, we've thought about, moving the bulky waste cleanup to the new facility. Pretty much got it figured out. I gotta go over it with him, but we can have everybody come in the long driveway that goes out back, and we can have all the dumpsters and trucks out back, and they can circle around, and then they'll come right back out through the center of the building, so there's nobody passing each other. Our biggest concern is that somebody's backing up, moving around when some of the cars are coming in, so, I mean, that's just something we was thinking about having it
So
over
you
there,
think
so-
the flow would be better there?
Oh, yeah, be a lot better, a lot better. Granted, it's a 50-mile-an-hour zone, but you can get more cars off the road over there, because they can line it up on the road,
Yeah.
because nobody's gonna be passing each other,
I think if we,
And there won't be any mud and.
I would suggest that, we have cones or something
Oh, yeah.
available
Yeah,
in
we're gonna-
case we do get the backup, but,
Yeah, no, we'll get that, that's what I figured out. We get
has-
some conage, sign some so everybody has no.
has anybody checked with,
where to go. They know
Pine
where
Tree
to-
Waste, whether they're
Yeah, we
okay
know
with it?
that, when we check with them, they get 3 roll-offs and 6 packers coming, so.
Yeah, but as long, they're okay with the location?
Yeah, they just want them, if we change it, they just wanna know.
Yeah.
That's something we've been thinking about, and
It
I
mean,
think it would work a lot smoother. We'll have the cones, so there'd be no second guess.
it's better on our field over here too.
Yeah,
if we need to load it, the load's right there, you ain't gotta drive it down the road.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's just a thought.
I think we need to really advertise it though.
Right, that's, yeah. And we're thinking of putting some signs out on the main road, basically.
Pearl's gonna still hold her, plant
Don't
sale
want
at the
people.
Eureka on the same day, so, if people stop there, I'm sure she'd be willing to.
Sign up there, this is a mile up the road.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
do that too,
Right,
obviously.
yeah.
Plus, I think it's kind of a nice PR thing of
Yeah,
absolutely.
introducing
I
people
agree.
to the
Sure.
space, that's a town
Yeah.
facility now, and
Yeah.
I think that's a.
We don't want to have any glass or anything. Everything should be.
Do we have enough people to run it,
I
make,
don't want to have him got a hold of his Pat to see if he wants to run the gate, but.
okay,
There are
and making
certain
sure
people-
everybody know, cause you're gonna have to make sure you direct people back through the building
Yeah,
and things
yeah.
like that.
We'll put some signs up, and
Okay.
I got to go over with Barry sometime this week, but that's
Super.
something to think about. I think it'd be a real good idea.
Anybody?
I
And
like
I
to
wanna
see it.
appreciate
I think
that
it'd be a lot
Barry's still staying
safer.
involved with it,
Yes.
even though he's no
Be a lot
longer a
safer.
selectman, I think that's.
Keeps his eye on the goodies, that's why.
He's volunteering his time.
That's what he's
It's
doing.
great.
Right, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I make a motion, we move the bulky waste up to the new Public Works building.
Second?
any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you for the idea.
Yeah.
Anything else from you or from the selectmen?
Yeah, I have one thing to go over with
Yeah.
interim. I got a call from a gentleman about a week ago about, he went over to see you guys on a Friday, he went there, no big deal. I told him you guys don't work Friday in the afternoon. And, he mentioned about the doors, being damage done.
Mhm.
Instead of just taking his word for it, I wrote over there. I said,
Yep.
I gotta go take a look at this first. And that's when I noticed that we've been damage to the trims and the door and
Yep.
and the vinyl, and
Yep.
someone ran into the building. And, that's when I came up with a list. I just, well, I guess first sit down, make a list of stuff. I'll get a stale list. If you guys wanna pass it down? Yep. Since I've been here since November, we had some occurrences. Okay, you can see pictures too of the building and the damage. If anybody wants to see that, which, been there, you've seen it. I think all these, just about all 7 of these, you notice, is usually all nothing but driver error.
Yep.
As I wanna say, I guess, put it in a good term.
Yeah, and I've mentioned every one of them.
Right. Was there incident reports made out on all these?
Nope.
No?
I don't believe
What
so.
procedures did we put in place to make sure they don't happen anymore? Did we put any saying, any guys out there to help backing it in, or?
Oh, yeah, we have.
So we put
have-
something in
have
place
spotters.
so
We
it'll
have
stop
spotters
it?
now, yeah.
I guess the one that bothered me the most was,
All the door trims replaced now, and that right there shouldn't have happened. And,
yeah, I'm just saying, how did the building jump out in front of someone?
what happened is the guy put the body up and no one was there spotting him.
Spotting it, yeah, so.
Now we have spotters.
Spotters, all right, so we did put
Spotters,
something in place so it doesn't
I've
happen.
stressed that
I think,
numerous times about being spotters, and,
was that one done, I know we had one reported to us, several months ago. Was that one after that?
no.
Yeah, that was the-
That's the same.
okay.
Right, and that one,
that-
there was an incident report and a
Yeah.
police report, and that was determined to be that the other person was following too closely.
No, this was,
This is the
The,
door.
The
dump
building
up.
itself.
Oh, no, I was talking about number 1, sorry.
Okay,
on the list.
No, the dump up one was actually reported to the board, several months ago, so.
And I know accidents happen, I ain't saying anything, I know the guys that,
Mhm.
trying to do it, but just, it's been a lot, I feel, in the last 4 months, 7 I can think of, and, a lot, I just, I got taxpayers are paying for all these damages, and I like to keep it at a minimum if I absolutely could, and I'm sure you would too.
I totally agree.
So as long as there's something in
A
place.
lot of it's a surprise to me when it happens, and,
It happens, I know it does, but we,
especially with the wings and the doors aren't quite wide enough, and,
Yep.
and it's, stressed to them to watch their overhead clearance, and,
by the,
but
and I'll get
now,
the fire chief,
now we got spotters, and if someone goes in and out of the shop every time, we got somebody there watching them, making
good,
sure.
because I went over to the fire department, looked at all their doors, and none of them are touched.
Nope.
They got big trucks that are hauling in and out of there, and they're.
Yeah, it's the wing that usually gets them, that's the biggest issue. The wing hangs out there quite a ways, so.
Okay, so I just wanna make sure something was being done, and we're going on the right track.
Yeah, the trim's all taken care of, and, we got some paint for the wood to be fixed, and, we're gonna keep it nice.
Awesome. That's all I.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
And that's all signed, that's all signed.
Hey, down the road here shortly, I'm hoping to put it together by June, but depends on what the road commissioner wants to do, but, we got a job on Quaker Meeting House we're gonna be starting. 6 driveway culverts and there's ditching and stuff, and as we get closer to it, I think we probably ought to put that on the website, because that road's used a lot, Quaker Meeting House and Rabbit Road.
Yeah.
That way there'll be, minor traffic delays, it won't be a lot, but it'll be done.
Is that in the area that Sean had been planning to do the overlay?
And there's a
Yeah.
couple of driveway culverts on Rabbit Road that we
Yeah.
got to replace, but I just thrown it out there, see, I was just get a heads up on what's gonna happen in the near future, so.
No, I like the idea of
What do
putting it on the town channel as
Yeah,
well.
that way
so
they
that
can know.
people
Yeah.
can plan, and people can know
Mhm.
what's happening for
Yeah,
projects.
that road's used a
and what's-
lot, so it's heavily traveled, so.
Good. No, it's a good thing to do.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Code enforcement?
Yeah, I just go pretty quick here.
I don't need those.
Todd Boyer's pretty anxious to get started on some ordinance review work. So I've gotten, I've been talking to Stephanie Carver at GP Cog. She's sort of, does that sort of stuff for those guys. She had kind of set it aside. She was supposed to get back to me about a month ago, and she had set it aside waiting to see what was gonna happen with the town meeting, to make sure there were funds available. And she's supposed to have some proposal to me by the end of the week. As soon as she has that, then I'll get that combined with some of the other stuff to the planning board and let them review it, and then we can come back here with what their recommendations are. I've also contacted, there's a company in South Portland called Planning Decisions, that does ordinance review work by contract with towns and stuff, but I'm sure they're probably gonna be out of our price range. But I thought it's worthwhile to get as much information on the table as possible to bring to the planning board. I'm getting more people talking to me about wanting to get the comp plan moving, and I think this year would be a good year to try to see what we could do about developing a committee to get started on that, because it's a long process. It takes a long time. It could take probably close to 2 years to completely revamp it. And I'd like to try to start a plan to formulate getting that moving. I'm assuming my history through this process with comp plans is the code enforcement officer usually plays a pretty significant part with the committee in helping them stay focused and, you know, various things that are necessary to look at and how it applies to ordinance and so on. So I'm expecting to be available to do that. So I wanted to just throw that out there for the board to have a chance to discuss it. If they feel the same way that the significance of it is something we want to get moving on, then you could direct me that way.
At the risk of what might be a foolish question, what is the interplay between, you know, we're looking at ordinance review and making all the planning related, land use related ordinances cohesive and consistent, and also talking about comprehensive plan. Is there a benefit to doing one before the other, or does it make sense to sort of move them both forward on parallel tracks?
Yes and no. There's always a benefit because the ordinance has to follow the comp plan.
Right, that's
that
what I was,
regard.
that we could spend time and money revamping the ordinances only to have a comp plan come in and then have to tweak all the ordinances again to follow the comp plan.
Right, unless we were careful about the approach. So the approach that I've been working with the planning board is that at least for what's budgeted for this year and what's probably doable for this year to bring before town meeting next year would be just to straighten out just a structural approach to the ordinance, not really change anything, but take out all of the inconsistencies, the redundancies, condense parts. You know, we can condense certain parts and move them into other parts of the ordinance to try to make it a little more user-friendly and a little easier to understand and operate both for the board and for applicants. There really isn't any, there's so much of that needs doing that I don't expect to have any real focus on structurally changing the nature of what the focus of the ordinance is. So at that point, if we do get a comp committee going, as the ordinance work moves forward, the comprehensive plan committee should also be laying out the format and the formulas necessary for the future aspect of that. And the new work coming into doing the ordinance can apply directly and immediately right to what's coming forward. So they're offset slightly in a good way. And that year is the great year that would make that work really well. So I think essentially and structurally, in my mind, they're set up really well right now to go that way.
And
Take care of some of the contradicting parts of it. There's a lot of them in there, I know.
Well, and
Yeah.
presumably sort of streamlining that and clarifying what we have will make it easier for the and any committee to know what we have. You know, they won't have to wade through quite as much redundancy and inconsistency in order to figure out what may or may not be changed.
Right.
Making it so that the people could understand it is really a big plus. Because
Huge.
they come in looking at here, and then 2 pages over here, it says almost the opposite. And it's which way do you go? That's
It's
been
a
a big
very
pain to have
difficult document to get any kind of coherency out of. It's just extremely difficult. And it's what we got to work with, you know, but I think it's necessary that it gets done, and everybody that leaves the planning board in any way, shape, or form, including the board members themselves, all walk off with the same thing, so. That's all I have.
So, did you have a time frame in mind when you think we should consider starting to form a committee, or
I would like to sit down and review that. I'm assuming early in the fiscal season here, you guys have got a bunch of normal housekeeping work at this time of year to do anyway. I was hoping probably within a month or so to have a chance to sit down with the planning board as well.
Yeah.
They're only meeting once a month. It makes it a little difficult to get a lot done. 24 hours a year is not a lot of time to work with folks and stuff, but I will try to get something to present to them so that I'll get some feedback from them and we can roll some of their ideas into where that's going, and then we'll have something to bring forward to you guys to look at, and we should be able to focus on some decision making then.
And we did float, for lack of a better term, sort of a trial balloon last year. Janet did put a posting out to see if there were people interested in being involved with the comprehensive plan review. So we do have a list of names.
Yes, and some
Already
of those
of-
are anxious to get it moving. So, while they're anxious,
Absolutely. It's
I
a
would
big
like to-
project and we're well overdue
yeah,
pursuant to
Oh.
state law.
okay.
All right,
Thank
thank you. Yeah, anything further?
No.
Chief?
Well, I don't have a big fancy written report. I just wanted to come by tonight and let you guys know that my father's condition, it's somewhat stable, but it continues to deteriorate gradually. But I'm at a point now where it pretty much some days it's an hour to 2 or 3 hours. So in a nutshell, what I figured I'd do is I would come back tomorrow, stop back tomorrow, and it's probably going to mean that I periodically, every once in a while, I'm going to get backed up and have to take time off because I still don't have all of his legal stuff or his financial stuff squared around. I have it all in the works, but so anyways, I just wanted to let you know that I believe the personnel policy says I'm supposed to notify you guys as to when I need it and when I should be ready to come back. So should be back at it tomorrow.
Thank you. Any questions?
I don't know, Keith, I think Keith might have had some stuff he wanted to bring up.
Well, I did have two things I just wanted to let you know about.
Okay.
One, they're not the only ones hitting garage doors. We actually replaced 2 garage door panels.
There we go. Thank you.
I wasn't gonna spill
They
the
didn't take
beans,
them,
but-
run them down, and stick them on
Um,
your
I'm gonna
door.
bring them all with me next time.
Yeah. The other thing, the tower improvement over there, we're raising that tower up 40 feet. That is in the works. We've ordered parts and pieces, and they've done some assessment over there. I don't know if you know, they're gonna be setting a pole next to the station for guide wire. It's gonna be in the vicinity of the septic tank. And they're also gonna be cutting a few trees in the back of the station for the guide wire.
I saw that there was a charge in our warrant on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that is for the beginnings of the tower.
Yeah.
So,
Is there a time frame when they expect that to be?
hopefully May.
May.
Yeah, assuming the ground is good. And
I was gonna say, that's such a positive thing to hear because the chief had been saying, oh, they can't put it in until spring, so that must mean it's finally spring.
Yeah. But that's what they're thinking is May, possibly June, but more likely May.
Good.
We actually also met with Androscoggin Sheriff's Department last Friday, and they're possibly going to have 3 antennas on the tower also, which probably will not be active for at least a year, possibly 2 years, just to help their service in this area. It's
And will
kind
they
of-
be reducing our county tax? to
Anything out of this?
No.
So they won't be
Cut 'em off.
active for us to use, but they're active for them to use.
Yeah,
That's
it's all it is a repeater link for their officers down here. For one, if you've ever seen a trooper down here in this town trying to talk to their dispatch, they're walking around with their radio way up here. It's all it is a link for them.
Oh, yeah, okay, as a reception.
Does
Yeah.
the state have the same issue, or do they have better
I think they're
comm?
on a different system.
Yeah.
That's all I have. unless
All right,
you have any
thank you.
questions.
All right, comments, selectmen's comments, upcoming meetings, regular selectmen's meetings held here at 6:30 PM on Tuesday, April 21st, 2015, May 5th, 2015 at 6:30 PM. Note the town office will be closed For Patriots Day, I do not have the
20th.
the 20th of April, for Patriots Day. Let's see, when is the, RSU meeting here in Durham? Is that the
Is that the 29th?
20, it's a Wednesday, yeah, I think it's the 29th, but.
I'm pretty sure it is the 29th.
So there will be an RSU 5 meeting at the Durham School on the 29th of April. There is also one tomorrow, the 8th, at Pownell Elementary School. The meeting starts at 6:30 with a meet and greet at 6. And that will be for budget, public input on the budget, and then they'll have their regular meeting. I'd like to move that we go into executive session pursuant to 1 MRSA 4056A personnel matters.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carries.